Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exodus video. And before we get into it, I'm going to quickly review Zell. He is very good as a 4-star in New Vision Awakening. I think he's worth it. Is it worth doing a Red Pearl? I'm not sure about that because, yes, his SLB is quite good, but it depends on for you guys. He's free though, so I'm not really going to review him too much, but he is a very good unit, good STMR. So I'm going to go ahead and give him an 8 out of 10. Very powerful unit. He has a lot of killers, pretty easy to gear, pretty good upgrades. So yeah, he's free. So and he's a 4-star, so he's not that hard to get. If you want him to get, if you want him to EX3, then you can. Anyways, we have Kiros and Ward here, who have a unique circumstance where they have a TMR and STMR that are equally pretty good on them. So let's find out. So they have 200% human and dragon killer buff for themselves. All right, that's pretty good. That covers 2 races, and that's over 150%, over 160%. Wind and tag chaining, but mostly focused on water, but they do have a wind option. They're also an evasion provoker, which I like a lot sometimes. I've used them in that situation. Also 500% cap, 200% TDH of course, 100% beast and reaper killer, 200% dragon killer, 150% human killer. That's quite good. Both of those are quite good. The LB is 27 hit tag chain, 60% mitigation for themselves, and also 170 times water physical damage. And of course, I forgot to mention on this one as well that this is also AoE. So this is the one reason why I bring them a lot, because they have AoE chaining, and sometimes you need that. So it is very good. The SLB is just a slightly higher mitigation and also a 300 times mod instead of 170 times. So pretty good for in terms of chaining. Of course, now when we have Esther and stuff like that, so 300 times is not as good, I guess. But I mean, it is tag chaining, but they are locked to water. So like I mentioned with the TMR and STMR, you got to worry about which one you want to have more. The STMR is more worth it if you want to build a full evasion, and the TMR is much more worth it if you want to build them tanky, as you can see there. Quite a lot of defensive stats on that TMR, not so much on the STMR though. So you'd rather you know use the STMR if you want a fully evasion, and if you can't work out full evasion, then you'd use their TMR. In my opinion. So I think Kiros and Ward get a nice 8.5 for their efforts. Definitely a very good AoE tag chainer, definitely a very good evasion provoker, because they can tag chain and be your evasion provoker in the same slot. So that's very nice roll compression. That's kind of the reason why they're getting an 8.5, not really because of their damage. Because their damage is not that high, and they're not supposed to be expecting their damage to be very high because they're a tag chainer. So, with that being said, let us move on to Laguna. Let's go into Laguna. So for Laguna, his TMR is definitely, if you pull on this banner, his TMR is definitely worth getting multiples of because of Thunder Flat attack and 50% all killers. You might have 2 Final Fantasy VIII characters on the same team at some point. Obviously, they don't stack because that would be broken, but eventually you might have more than 1 Final Fantasy VIII character on your team. So there's a lot of these TMRs out there going to be coming out that are 500 flat attacker magic and also 50% all killers. There will be several of them. I just recommend getting multiples of them, because eventually we're going to have more and more characters of the same kind, right? So quite good. His TMR is very helpful for him, of course. Pretty good for anyone else, but really good for him. I do believe that the 100% LB damage and the 5 flat attack is actually only for him, but it was the wording for global was a little confusing, so I'm just gonna leave it as this for now. But I'm pretty sure both of those are only for him. 100% LB damage, he needs that. Dragon killer is decent. Also 5 flat attack, he desperately needs that. We're gonna be talking about why. 100% cap, 100% chance of being targeted, good or bad. Fire and Stardust Ray. I forgot he actually had Stardust Ray. Very weird choice. And also Bolting Strike Water, which we'll see a lot of use. 130% Imperils, decent. 150% Beast and Deviant Killer, 150% Human Killer, 200% Dragon Killer, obvious reasons why he has that. The LB is a 25% gun apparel, not as impressive on global, but he still has it. And I just used it in my recent video, so it's very powerful still. 87% defense spirit break, 140% water imperil, 130 times water damage, 27 hits. And again, I forgot to mention this is also AoE. The SLB is 35% gun imperil, now a little more special. 85% attack magic break, 87% defense spirit break, 145% water imperil, 210 times water physical damage, 27 hits AoE, of course, all enemies. So of course, when you guys look at this SLB, it's not going to be as special because on global we have better in terms of breaks, but we do not have a high water imperil like this, I'm pretty sure. And I wouldn't get too hyped on that water imperil because there will be even higher. I'll be talking about that in a video upcoming very soon. But yeah, he's very powerful. There are quite a few downsides though on him. Very hard to gear with stats. As you can, if you go check, if I showed him in my recent video, I tried really hard to build him, and he only had like 6k attack with his STMR and everything. So very hard to build him with good stats. The 100% provoke could be good or bad. You know, be a negative factor in some fights. Could be if you don't want him to be pure provoker, you don't really have a choice, unfortunately. And he has no TDH really to start with. The true shield build is whatever. So really hard to build him, unfortunately. So I might tack down his score a bit. I'm gonna go 8.25. 8.25. He doesn't really get an 8.5. I just think he's really hard to gear. And on global, he's not as special as on JP. He's quite good. He's definitely he competes with Lulu, even though Lulu has more of a water imperil, he still has options because his 27 hits doesn't have a delay, and he has the gun imperil for Balthier and also for Regina. So very valuable on the JP version. On the global version, people are probably just gonna shrug their shoulders a little bit. Maybe nice to have as an off-banner pull, or if he's your favorite, of course you're gonna pull anyways. Why? You're gonna give me the middle finger and pull anyways, right? So 8.25 for Laguna, only because I really don't like gearing him. He's kind of a pain. That's the only reason. Everything else from him is really good. Everything else is thumbs up pretty much. Anyways, that's it for my review, guys. No leg cramps here, I promise. Anyways, I got some exciting things coming up. I will be making that upcoming units for global type thing very soon. That'll probably be a weekend thing, guys. That's something I can do on the weekend. And there also will be an exciting bit of news in terms of this channel. Something that has been acquired to me, and I'm going to announce it very soon. So thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. If you would help subscribe to the channel, please leave a like on the videos if you like the videos, and if you want to help support the channel further, click the join button to find out how to support the channel a little tiny bit more. There are affordable options in there, and if you want to, click the thank you button to help support the channel. It's super thanks. You get your message highlighted forever over other comments. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching again. I'm stumbling my words, so I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you. See you in the next video. Peace.